This is One on One.
Pulled up to the club about 12:30. He was packed to the brim. Lord have mercy, strolled over to the bar to buy me a drink, a little cranberry juice with a lullaby squeeze. And it cutie looking at me like he wanna say something. Moved a little closer, but his mouth said no. And he grabbed my hand, took me to the dance floor. Things about to go down, go down, go down. The way he moving, it good God. Baby, don't leave, it'll break my heart, my heart. Hold up, honey, where you think you're gonna come in?
That's Alex Young.
Thank
What are you thinking when you're looking at yourself there?
You know what? I just think of all the work that went behind that 3 minutes of a video, and it's just so much that people don't see behind the scenes. And it really is, you know, it's such an experience to be in, you know, creating a music video and have everyone on set, you know, behind the camera, the choreographers, the dancers, everyone there supporting you, and then to see the finished product is just incredible.
And that comes from Don't Play With Me?
Yeah, that's my latest single, Don't Play With Me. Yes.
And this is?
That is my album, Amazing.
I've got to ask you a question. When did you know? When did you know that performing was what you wanted to do professionally?
It's really before I can remember. It's it was just always the obvious path for me. Both of my parents are in the arts and have been for many years, and I was just always in that environment with music playing constantly. I always say, you know, I would literally be in my room and my dad would be listening to some jazz and my mom would be listening to whatever, Frank Sinatra, and just different genres.
Frank Sinatra
always.
is not whatever.
No, it's not whatever.
Okay. As a kid who
Or
grew up
other
listening,
genres.
because my parents listened to Sinatra, that's not whatever.
No, absolutely not. No,
But you
it's
grew
the
up around
voice.
that. And
Absolutely.
is that part of the explanation for when you're 14, you have a song debut on
Z100
called?
Yeah. It's called Heart of America.
You're 14.
I know.
What was that like?
It was unbelievable for many different reasons. Obviously, you know, my singing career was extremely important to me, and for it to be on the #1 station
What was
in
that
the
song
country
about?
in the world. It was about September 11th. It was a musical collage of 3 different patriotic songs. My dad was actually supposed to be in the towers when they came down, and so it was a very emotional experience for me, and I really wanted to give back in some way. And so I came up with this song, we put it together, and we sort of just sent it out there. And they were very moved over at C100 by the song, and they decided to play it 2 years consecutively. So it was really fun for me, and it was just an incredible experience.
You know, it's interesting. In one-on-one, we've had different performers, and I'm curious. Everyone has said that they knew they wanted to do this as far back as they can remember. But as you get into it, it strikes me as I look at your video, right, your music video, that the industry, the business, as people try to handle you and try to figure out how to market you out there. Do you ever ask the question, what do I want to be out there, and what do they want me to be out there, and whether they match up?
Yeah, I think a lot of artists do struggle with that. Luckily, I'm on an independent label, so I really have that, you know, artistic freedom. I can express myself genuinely, which is, you know, you can't get any greater than that. That's just the ultimate for me as an artist, to be able to really express myself from a true standpoint and level. So luckily, that's never been a problem or an issue for me with my music. And I've had the chance to work with some amazing people. Taj Jackson, Michelle Bell, these people are like Grammy Award nominees, Best Writer of the Year ASCAP Award. So it's just been a really awesome experience for me to express myself, you know, to my fans, the public, from really where I am.
You're how old right now?
I'm 24.
24. Breaking through. Now, you, was it CeeLo Green?
Yes, it
Now,
was. Yes.
You opened up.
I did, yes.
When was that? Where was that? What was that like?
That was this past winter down in Florida, January. It was amazing. I'm a CeeLo fan, so to be there and
Many are.
yeah, I know, I know. It was great.
They picked you.
Yeah, they did. It was incredible, and he's just a great guy too. He's just very
What was he
down
like?
to earth, extremely down to earth, and very humble, and of course incredibly talented. So to see him, you know, backstage for sound check and just doing his thing, making sure everything was right. it was unbelievable. And then to perform to such a responsive audience was incredible as well. And they were just very involved and engaged. And I saw a lot of people standing up and getting really involved in my performance, which is, was amazing.
That doesn't always happen for the warm-up act.
No, it doesn't always happen. So
They were
I was
engaged,
grateful.
involved, and paying attention and into it.
They were. It was really amazing.
The other thing about you that I've read is that it's not just that you're talented musically and as an entertainer, but you have a clothing line.
I do, yes.
Let's talk about that. What's it called?
It's called A Young Rose, and you can find it at ayoungrose.com.
Okay.
And I've always had a passion for fashion as well as music, and I wanted to put that into reality. And so I created a line, just a couple pieces. It's not a huge line, and it's just very, it's minimalistic, and it has a funky edge to it. I sort of wanted to draw from some of my inspirations like Audrey Hepburn and create a line that was...
Oh, wait a minute. You just can't go past that.
Oh,
Audrey
no.
Hepburn was an inspiration for you.
Yes, absolutely. She's just so elegant and so put together and poised, and I just love her grace, and it just exudes, just from every pore in her being, and I just love that, and I wanted to somehow incorporate that into my line and into my work in general. So
You talk about Audrey Hepburn being an influence in that way, but musically, your greatest influences are?
oh gosh, I have so many. I was exposed to so many genres growing up. So, of course, all of the bossa nova artists I am heavily influenced by, like Jobim and Bebel and Astrid. And then, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Nina Simone, James Brown, Michael Jackson, all of
Really?
these artists. Yeah, I just...
Very eclectic.
It is eclectic, and I'd like to think that my music now is sort of an amalgamation of all of these different artists that I was inspired by, and I'd like to think that comes out in my work, which is, it's very current, so.
And if you were to talk about how you talk about unique, and breaking through is not easy.
No, it's
Right.
not.
How would you, if you were marketing yourself, and you do,
Yeah.
how would you describe yourself in a way that is different, whether you do this or anything else, you want to be different from anyone else? How would you describe yourself differently?
I mean, it is very hard to stand out right now, and I think a lot in the industry right now, artistically, there's a lot of shock and awe, and that seems to really grab people's attention.
Really, I hadn't heard that, Madonna.
No? And
Madonna at 53 still trying to do whatever she's doing, shock and awe.
yeah, and that sort of trickled down to all the other artists who, of course,
Exactly.
You
That's
know.
not your thing.
It's not exactly my thing. I like to do it in a different way, and I just like to express myself through, what I'm feeling at that moment and to my audience, and I think that really comes through. And it's different, and I think I hope that it's refreshing.
Alex Young, keep it classy.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
PBS appreciates you. Thanks for coming in. One-on-one from the Tisch WNET studios right here at Lincoln Center. Talk about classy. It's Lincoln Center. We'll be right back right after this.
This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Caldwell College, New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and banking under the principle of stewardship. QUALCARE, Inc., a local managed care company covering 750,000 New Jersey residents. And by Verizon Communications. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and northjersey.com. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.